Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So Jace and Dedeker, you both are more awake than I am, but how are y'all doing today?
Yeah, I mean, you really shouldn't be asking us. We should be asking you, because you're the one who's jet lagged this time.
Oh yeah, I am. I just got off of a 14-hour flight last night. I'm in China. And we're talking about the Bible, so that's fun, and ironic a little bit, but here we are.
It makes you sound like you came over for missionary work.
It does.
No, that I did not. I'm simply passing the good word on to all of our fellow drunk friends, all y'all out there. But yeah, no, it's fine. I'm just settling in, and we're working out our technical difficulties. But thank you all for being so patient with me.
Yeah.
Well, China does not make it easy.
Yeah. What better way to settle in and reset than to read the Bible together? Now, last time we were reading the Bible together, you were on a different continent. It was a different time zone. Do you remember anything of what we read last time?
And I can't even look at my notes because Gmail is blocked in China. I think that's a hard no, except for probably Moses said something and did something, and we talked about more things.
Yeah, safe base level assumptions. Yes, Moses was involved, and Moses did say some things.
Yeah, about laws, I'm assuming. Were there animal laws? No.
The theme of last time was a lot of carrot then stick, then carrot then stick. It was the two extremes of
familiar.
If you follow me, this is going to be amazing, and if you don't follow me, then it's going to be really intense. And specifically, I remember the part that I looked up for the bonus was all about cannibalism of your own children came up. That's how bad things are going to get. That if you don't follow me, you're going to eat your babies.
You'll be so hungry.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, I do remember some of that now. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm interested.
Not only will you eat your babies, but you'll be greedy and you won't even share it with your other relatives. Remember?
Right,
oh, wow.
I remember now.
Okay.
I remember now. It's this double down sin of hoarding all the baby meat.
Yeah.
See, so this is funny because I was at the restaurant before I left, and I was talking to a patron about this, a patron of the restaurant about Drunk Bible Study. And she said, oh, well, why do you think Moses doesn't get into the promised land? What's the thing that he did that really, made him not get in? Which was fascinating to hear. And I'm I don't know. I don't know. So maybe we should do some of that in the bonus, try to figure out exactly what it was of all the things that made Moses not go in.
I thought that we covered that.
It was the rock stick?
Yeah, it was the rock stick. It was the rock stick consortium or something. That sounds like a band name.
But she thought that it was more than just that.
Well, didn't we also
you end up
come
in this conversation?
Yeah, that's a good question.
She was just very frank and forward about it. Yeah, she's like, well, where are you? Okay, well, do you think that, why do you think Moses doesn't get into the promised land? And I'm like, way to put me on the spot. I can't even remember what we talked about.
She's like, your tip is writing on this.
Yeah, exactly. Gosh.
Wow. Well, remember we also had our conspiracy theory about it, that maybe that was kind of his way of getting out of having to go to battle. He was like, yeah, I'm not allowed. I would love to go, but I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's an interesting point.
There was also our theory, but I don't think that's the truth, but it is an interesting conspiracy theory.
So what are we reading today?
All right, today we only have 2 chapters, and this is our penultimate episode of Deuteronomy. Only 3 more after this.
Hey, what?
Emily is raising her arms up to the Lord.
Wait, you said penultimate and then 3 more, and I really had a double take there. I was like, you can't be serious. You certainly cannot be.
No, I'm not serious.
Goodness.
No, this is the penultimate one. Next week, we will be finishing Deuteronomy, which is very exciting. So get yourselves ready for have like a big finale listening party next week.
It's a season finale.
But this week, listen. This week, listen by yourself in the dark. But next week, have a party with all your friends.
Jeez.
Do a listening party, because not only is it the finale of Deuteronomy, but next week is also going to be the finale of the Torah portion of the Hebrew Bible.
Oh,
Wow.
Gosh,
You're
you're
right.
right.
Jeez.
Wow. Yeah, those first 5. My goodness.
The
What a
Pentateuch.
milestone. I'm so
I
proud
know.
of us. Kind of.
A little
Yeah,
bit proud.
A little proud. Here we are. Wow, that's really exciting though. And wait, what are we drinking? Because I am having a 12:30 p.m. beer, a noon 30
The midday beer. Good times.
Yeah. What are y'all having?
Midday
Yeah,
beer is
a
fine.
little
I'm also having a
Ghost
midday beer.
IPA.
I'm having just an Asahi.
nice.
I'm having a little Asahi. It's nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm trying a new beer today. This is by Reuben's Brews. This is called Crikey IPA.
What?
Crikey is the name of this IPA.
Wow.
And I love this. They even on the side spell it out for you phonetically, like cry, CRYKEY, if you couldn't read.
I didn't realize that was a word that people had trouble pronouncing.
Right? I was surprised by that too. But I guess if you've been drinking a lot, then, you'd be like, it's Cricky IPA.
beer.
I'll have one of those.
That's cute. Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, Crikey IPA. It's pretty good. It's a nice, planty, penny tasting IPA. I'm into it.
Dedeker
I
would
like
hate it. Definitely. All right.
Probably.
Well, let's do this thing.
We want to remind all of our listeners as we get started to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, Deuteronomy 30. It shall happen when all these things are come on you.
Ugh. Jeez.
Uh-huh. Yep. Know what I'm going to say about that one. The blessing and the curse which I have set before you, and you shall call them to mind among all the nations where Yahweh your God has driven you, and shall return to Yahweh your God, and shall obey his voice according to all that I command you this day, you and your children with all your heart and with all your soul, that then Yahweh your God will turn your captivity and have compassion on you, and will return and gather you from all the peoples where Yahweh your God has scattered you.
I just have to pause for a moment, because when you started reading this, I accidentally had the wrong translation pulled up on my computer.
I'm sure.
And here's the best part is I looked at it and I was like, whoa.
Is it very different?
This translator really changed their tact here. It opens, what was the opening line that you just read?
It shall happen when all these things are come on you.
Yes, okay,
The
right.
blessing and the curse.
Right.
Yeah.
Here's the first sentence of this translation. Here's what will happen. And I was like, wow, that is so matter of fact. Like,
Wow.
what? And it's because
Jeez.
it's the message. That's
Oh,
what I
of
had.
course.
Oh,
I
of
can
course.
recognize the
Yep.
message from a mile away. Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cute.
So
Oh my
gather
goodness.
around, kids. Here's what'll happen. That's kind of how I imagine. Yeah.
There you go. So wait, is this Yahweh speaking or is it Moses? Do we know? Does it matter? I don't know.
I'm going to assume it's always Moses anytime we don't know. I think that's pretty safe bet
Okay.
for dudes.
For duties? Okay, doo-doos. If any of your outcasts are in the uttermost parts of the heavens, from there will Yahweh your God gather you, and from there will he bring you back.
Wait,
and Yahweh
what?
your God will... I know, that's weird. What does that mean? So,
Like-
the uttermost parts of the heavens?
Will bring you
He's gonna-
back? Is he like bringing...
What does the message say?
Okay, fine. We'll just go. I still have it pulled up in the
Just
other
stay
tab
there.
here.
Yeah, just stay there.
Good.
No matter how far away you end up, God, your God, will get you out of there and bring you back to the land your ancestors once possessed.
Okay.
Less exciting than pulling you back down from the heavens or whatever it seemed to imply before.
It's going to get you the heck out of there.
Yeah, does he just mean like any random old place that you might be where you're not supposed to be? Like we're going to take you back to Israel, to the promised land?
Well, not Israel. The tribe is named
sorry.
Israel.
Well-
but yeah, it's going to bring you back to the land of Canaan, I guess, the land formerly known as Canaan that we've now taken.
The band formerly known as Jacob. Exactly. Sorry.
Glad we worked that in
yeah.
somehow. Just had to shoehorn that one in there.
So, okay. He will bring you back, and Yahweh your God will bring you into the land which your fathers possessed, and you shall possess it, and he will do you good, and multiply you above your fathers.
He will do you good.
Yep, and multiply you above your fathers. Yahweh your God will circumcise your heart.
Yes, we're back to this again.
Oh, this wonderful, wonderful mental image.
I don't
the best
like
of mental
it
images, really.
At all, not even a little bit. What did we say that this was about? It's just basically like making it clean for God or something.
Making it pure, keeping it clean,
Keeping it real, keeping it clean.
keeping it kosher, keeping it real.
Keeping it real.
Cool. I remember the message did the same thing that it did before, which is just sort of like goes in a weird metaphor about it, but it says God your God will cut away the thick calluses on your heart and your children's hearts, which is not better.
It's
That's
not.
still weird and
Because again, like
not a safe medical
there's
practice.
not thick calluses on your heart. Like you need to keep that thing intact. Yeah, unless there's like an artery that's blocked or something, but I doubt that they could do that medical technology back then. So here we are.
Oh, see, I was thinking just like when you go get your pedicure done is where they take the little scrubby thing and just kind of run it along.
I don't want
the
that done in my
calluses on your
heart.
foot.
Shit.
But you're right, Emily. Maybe it is metaphorically saying that Yahweh is going to do bypass surgery, or is going to get rid of any blockages or arteries or things like that. So that's nice, good healthcare plan.
I guess so. All right. So the heart and the heart of your seed, so your kids, to love Yahweh your God with all your heart and with all your soul that you may live. Yahweh your God will put all these curses on your enemies and on those who hate you, who persecuted you. You shall return and obey the voice of Yahweh and do all his commandments which I command you this day. Yahweh your God will make you plenteous in all the work of your hand, in the fruit of your body, and in the fruit of your cattle, and in the fruit for your ground for good. For Yahweh will again rejoice over you for good, as he rejoiced over your fathers.
Didn't we do a thing last time with the seed of your body?
Well,
the
this is the
babies,
fruit.
And the fruit of your cattle, the cooies,
And
or something.
I think you're right.
Yes.
Is that right?
and
Yes,
I have this.
you are right.
I have this dragon fruit here that was presented to me by, the place that I'm staying, like this apartment. And when it says the fruit of your body and stuff, I'm like, you mean like the dragon fruit of my body? Like I'm like wondering what fruit they're talking about here. Like what actual fruit, if we were going to say just a fruit. Probably an apple. Oh, no, not
I mean,
an
dragon fruit does look like
a
little
heart.
bit like
You're
a heart,
right.
maybe, because it's got all the little like valves coming out.
That's a good
sorta.
point.
So there you go.
Yeah. So verse 10, if you shall obey the voice of Yahweh your God to keep his commandments and his statutes, which are written in this book of the law. This book of the law. If you turn to Yahweh your God with all your heart and with all your soul. So wait, what?
Well, and that it's referencing a book.
The book of the law.
I was under the impression this was like an oral tradition first.
Well, not at this point.
Is this maybe inserted
Yeah,
later
maybe.
on? Yeah.
But I thought that
wonder.
they made a reference to all this being chiseled on a freaking like big old piece of stone. Also, that's not a book. Not a book that I know about.
Hammurabi's
It was plaster,
code.
right?
Oh.
Yeah, plaster on a rock.
Right, and they were writing in it.
Oh,
with their
yeah, they
fingers,
did.
but very clearly.
Yeah, I'm like, God, do you really? Is that the best idea? Is that the best you got? Okay, whatever, man. Go for it. So, okay, for this commandment which I command you this day, it is not too hard for you, neither is it far off. It is not in heaven that you should say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it to us and make us to hear it that we may do it? Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it to us and make us to hear it that we may do it? What does that mean? What do they mean by that?
that these statutes and laws are right here within your community? Is that what it's saying? I'm guessing. I have no idea.
So
This is
it's here,
strange.
it's here,
I don't
it's
know.
written on this big old rock. You can't claim ignorance or claim that like no one's explaining the law to
Okay.
you.
Yeah. The ignorance
Did
is
you
no
just
excuse.
have like that's cute. Dedeker was questioning that at the end. To you?
Do you?
I love it. Neither is it beyond the sea that you should say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it to us and make us to hear it that we may do it? These like oddly placed question marks. But the word is very near to you in your mouth and in your heart that you may do it. Behold, I have set before you this day life and good and death and evil. That's interesting that like death is evil and life is good.
Yeah, that's true.
He's, like,
and we've
saying that because if you die, you go to heaven, right? Like, isn't that good?
I don't know
Like,
if heaven
right?
does heaven exist at
yeah,
this
we
point?
haven't really established
know.
some kind
Yeah,
of
just not
like
hell.
heavenly thing where it's different from our mythology now, which is this idea of like you die and then your spirit goes to heaven and you hang out with everybody up there in heaven. But I don't feel like we've gotten a strong sense of that so far in the Bible.
Well, there's no hell either,
Yeah.
Emily. Remember, like, we've kind of
Yeah,
Up
I know.
to
there's
this
no
point,
hell.
they're
not
not-
until book 2.
Uh,
Part 2, Jesus is coming. He's coming.
Oh boy.
yeah, so that is interesting, the death and evil, because I feel like we kind of talked way back in Genesis, I think, when we talked with Meckelkey about the idea that maybe our modern day sensibilities think of death as a bad thing, and so
Yeah.
humans dying was like a punishment from God, but that maybe that's not actually the intention when they were writing that. That's not necessarily that
Interesting.
death being introduced was a bad thing. So I don't know. That's interesting. But now it does seem pretty clear, death and evil, unless it's
Yeah, I
translators
know, it's
adding that.
strange.
I don't know.
Maybe. What is the message?
You wanna know?
Is
Yeah. Let's see here.
15.
15. The message says, yeah, life and good, death and evil. Samesies.
Huh. All right. In that I command you this day to love Yahweh your God, to walk in his ways and to keep his commandments and his statutes and his ordinances, that you may live and multiply, and that Yahweh your God may bless you in the land where you go in to possess it. But if your heart turn away, and you will not hear, but shall be drawn away and worship other gods and serve them, I denounce you this day, that you shall surely perish. You shall not prolong your days in the land where you pass over the Jordan to go in to possess it. I call heaven and earth to witness against you this day, that I have set before you life and death, the blessing and the curse. Therefore choose life, that you may live, you and your seed, to love Yahweh your God, to obey his voice, and to cleave him.
No,
To him.
No, very different.
To cleave to him. Yeah, I was like, why would you be
That
doing
preposition makes a
to
big
cleave
difference.
To. I'm like,
Yeah.
indeed, yeah, to cleave to him, for he is your life, and the length of your days, that you may dwell in the land which Yahweh swore to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob, to give them. The end.
You didn't even need to force Jacob earlier because he was going to show up anyway.
You're right, sorry. He just, I wasn't even forcing him, he just is always in my heart.
You're
okay?
ready at a moment's notice to scream Jacob at a eardrum splitting tone to everyone around. All right. Wow.
It's her fault, not
Okay.
mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deuteronomy 31. Now, this is very exciting because I think we're going to get to some action here because the tone changes. It
Oh,
changes from
thank
Moses speaking to
goodness.
some narration, which I'm super excited about. So, Jason and I, we're going to split this chapter.
Like every
All
other
right.
word, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Moses went and spoke these words to all.
And anyone who hasn't
be
already given
painful.
up on our podcast will definitely give up on it now. All right. Moses
yeah.
went and spoke these words to all Israel. He said to them, I am 120 years old this day. I can no
Wow,
more
boy.
go out and come in. And Yahweh has said to me,
I'm sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry.
and Yahweh has said to me, you shall not go over this Jordan. Yahweh
Not
your
this
God.
one.
This bro.
Not today.
Don't you step over him. Nah.
Yahweh your God, he will go over before you. He will destroy these nations from before you, and you shall dispossess them. And Joshua, he shall go over before you, as Yahweh has spoken. Yahweh,
Is everyone like, what? That guy?
No, because we already established that Joshua was the one who was going to take up the mantle, as it were, take up those stripy Moses robes.
All right.
Because he was one of
Yeah.
the 2 were good. The 10 were bad and 2 were good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yahweh
Yes, thank
will
you.
do to them as he did to Sihon and to Og, the kings of the Amorites, and to their land whom he destroyed. Yahweh will deliver them up before you, and you shall do to them according to all the commandment which I have commanded you. Be strong and of good courage. Don't be afraid, nor be scared of them.
No,
Okay.
don't do it.
We'll try not to.
It just seems ridiculous to be like, don't be afraid. Also, don't be scared. I'm like, that just feels like you're padding out the chapter. Like, just be efficient with your language. Okay.
Has this book ever been efficient? And I don't mean just Deuteronomy. I mean like the whole dang thing.
Yeah, I like the Dedeker now is getting upset about repetition.
I know, seriously.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay. That was more bald-faced repetition. Now when it's repetition like a bad writer does, like a bad modern writer, where they're just, using synonyms to say the same exact thing just for the sake of adding word count. Like if you're in a college class and it's like, I need to write 2 pages, and so I'm just gonna fluff it out with like bull poop in order to be able to turn in my 2-page paper. Okay.
Right. Okay, I get it. You're like, well, in The Great Gatsby, the eyes on the billboard are large and also huge and also over the city looking down from over
Why
it.
do you sound like
Yeah.
Greg Neely or what is his name?
Brad Neely.
Brian Neely. Brad Neely. Just gonna keep saying
boy.
It was not intentional. That wasn't what I was
Well,
going
you did.
for.
You did.
I'm gonna start from the top of this verse.
Great.
Be strong and of good courage. Don't be afraid, nor be scared of them. For Yahweh your God, he it is who does go with you. He will not fail you nor forsake you. This is a very famous verse, but I think
It is.
not in this translation.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't this ring bells for you, Jason?
okay.
I'm not going to fail you or forsake you or something like that.
Yeah, give me that verse number. This is 31 verse what?
6.
Verse 6. Let me see. Probably the recognizable one would be like the King James, I would think.
Or the Niv.
Yeah.
Or the Niv, yeah. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee nor forsake thee.
I just feel like that refrain
that
of like,
sounds familiar.
I'll neither fail you nor forsake you has come up a billion times in my Christian upbringing, like probably in some songs and stuff
In
like
your
that.
career as a Christian,
Yeah.
and now ex-evangelical
Yeah,
Christian.
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's all. Just wanted to highlight that. Okay.
Cool.
Moses called to Joshua and said to him in the sight of all Israel. So if there were witnesses, let's just be
everyone
clear
saw it,
about
yeah.
this. Be strong and of good courage, for you shall go with this people into the land which Yahweh has sworn to their fathers to give them, and you shall cause them to inherit it. Yahweh, he it is who does go before you. He will be with you.
I love that sentence. Every time it makes me smile. He it is.
Yahweh, he it is who does go before you. He will be with you. He will not fail you, neither forsake you. Don't be afraid, neither be dismayed. Moses, you're a poet, and you weren't aware of it.
Okay, one of the things I like about this is that first part, right? That Yahweh, he it is who does go before you. Just sounds super weird, right?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
What's funny is probably, I'm guessing, the translation they were sort of coming from was the older translation that was like, Yahweh, he it is who doth go before you. And that, to me, sounds better. It's like when the doth is in there instead of does, it's like, yeah, okay, it's poetic. And they're like, yeah, we're going to modernize this and make it readable by making it does instead of doth.
Find in document, doth, convert to does. Perfect.
Exactly.
Job done.
Right?
I'm going
That
on
works.
break.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
So,
That's
okay, so
hilarious.
Jace, does this mean you're going to start saying doth a lot more often in your day-to-day life and interactions?
Yeah, I think if ever, have you ever had that situation where you kind of start a sentence and midway through you realize you've kind of painted yourself into a grammatical corner? You know, where you're like, there's no way for me to end this sentence without kind of doing some bad English. Well, if that ever happens, just throw in a doth or a twas or a, something. And then people will go,
it.
oh, I see. They were being poetic. That's cool.
I see. They're just a fancy person and I'm intimidated.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Exactly.
I love it.
Verse 9. Moses wrote this law and delivered it to the priests, the sons of Levi, who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, and to all the elders of Israel. Moses commanded them.
He bore it?
They bore it. The priests bore it.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's funny because to me that sounds like they birthed it.
Oh.
I see. Yeah, they bore a son, and they bore a covenant.
They bore the ark of the covenant. Ouchies.
See, doth I say?
Ouchies.
I saved it.
Or like so the entire tribe just each bore like one little like plank of it or whatever.
Guess that's easier
and then they had to all
bear.
assemble it afterwards.
Oh, this
That's
is a
horrible.
weird
It's
kind of
awful.
alien version of this story.
Hey, they wrote it, not me,
Ancient
okay?
aliens.
It's total ancient
All right.
aliens. Okay. Moses commanded them, saying, at the end of every 7 years, in the set time of the year of release, in the Feast of Tents, when all Israel is come to appear before Yahweh your God in the place which he shall choose, you shall read this law before all Israel in their hearing. Oh, every 7 years you got to read all of this law?
That's a lot.
Gosh. I mean, I get, okay.
But I wonder what counts as all of this.
But I get,
right, like this whole book.
I understand you don't have the internet. You don't have push notifications to send to your phone when there's an update or anything like that. You need a refresher. Every 7 years seems like a reasonable, now that I think about it, that's a reasonable ask. Every 7 years, you got to go listen to all this law.
Well, and if like, what do you have for entertainment the rest of the time? Like looking at rocks and
Well, that's
sacrificing
true.
things, and so it's it's like, well, this is probably a big show.
Petting a sheep, then killing a sheep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
They probably had a lot to do. They had to like find their own stuff, find their own food and
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Maybe
plenty
they
of
were
things
like
to do.
weaving baskets.
Yeah, but what do you do on the Sabbath? When it's the Sabbath and like your work can't entertain you, then what do you do?
that's what I'm saying.
You're right. You have to talk to people, Dedeker.
Oh,
You have to set
geez.
down those mobile phones and talk to people.
What a freaking
Yeah.
nightmare. Okay. Verse 12. Assemble the people, the men and the women and the little ones, and your sojourner who's within your gates, that they may hear and that they may learn and fear Yahweh your God and observe to do all the words of this law, and that their children who have not known may hear. Right, we got to bring the kids up to speed.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Oh,
May hear and learn to fear Yahweh your God as long as you live in the land where you go over the Jordan to possess it. Yahweh said to Moses, behold, your days approach that you must die. Oh,
Wow.
man.
Being real clear. Yeah.
That's, always like, listen, man, it's going to
Yeah.
happen soon, okay? We've all been waiting for it. It really is
Yeah.
going to happen soon, I promise, everyone. Don't hold your
Yahweh
breath.
said to Moses, behold, your days approach that you must die. Call Joshua and present yourselves in the tent of meeting, that I may give him a charge.
Give him a little ring.
Call him up on the telly. Wait, I always do that.
No, not the telly.
That's the one
Not
you
the
watch
telly.
stuff on, right? The telly.
Yes,
What-
that's
what
the
do
one
you-
you watch. Yeah. Yeah. The,
What
the
is, so
British,
what is it?
They
The-
call it a ding dong dinger.
That's bullshit. I
Excuse me? Say that
That's
again.
like-
Say
but
that
it's like
again.
almost
What?
believable.
Play
though.
with
It's
me.
almost believable. That's the problem. That's why I almost fell for it. I was like, yeah, I could see that. Brits would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna give you a ring on the ding dong dinga. That sounded more Australian, but I don't know.
Please never say that again.
I'll give you a ring on the ding dong dinger. It's perfect. It's fine.
I love
Just say-
it.
I could see a British person
yeah,
saying that.
I'm into it. I'm gonna say that to
All
my
right.
British boyfriend.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, totally, the ding dong dinger.
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Gosh. All right.
Moses and Joshua went and presented themselves in the tent of meeting. Yahweh appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud.
Wow.
And the pillar of cloud stood over the door of the tent.
Was he in the tent or
Yahweh said
over
to
the
Moses,
door? I'm confused. Both.
What? They presented themselves in the tent. He's in the tent in a pillar of cloud and a pillar of cloud over the
Okay,
door of the
both.
tent. That
Both
is
places.
confusing.
I'm gonna go with both. That's my
Love it.
yeah.
Both places
Okay.
at once. Okay. He's in the cloud.
Oh, that's-
obviously.
oh.
You can access him from
Oh,
wherever.
that's good. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, this makes perfect sense.
Okay. Yahweh said to Moses, behold, you shall sleep with your fathers, and this people
Wait,
will rise
that-
up.
Hold on.
Nope,
Hold-
nope, nope.
back up.
Nope, not even a little bit. Nope. Nope.
It's got to be
Pretty
sleeping
sure we covered
like
that this was not okay.
Nope, nope,
in
nope.
in the death like sleep, in the sleep of death, in the death of sleep.
Oh.
The sleep of death.
Oh, see, our heads didn't even remotely go there, Dedeker. Not even remotely.
Well, that's your problem. It's not my problem. Again, verse 16. Yahweh said to Moses, "Behold, you shall sleep with your fathers, and this people will rise up and play the prostitute after the strange gods of the land where they go to be among them, and will forsake me and break my covenant which I have made with them."
Whoa.
Then
So he's just
my
like, it's going to
anger-
happen.
This would be
It's true.
horrifying.
It's like he does this whole thing of like, if you do this bad thing, I'm going to do that. So don't do that bad thing. And then like when he has Moses and Joshua in private, he's like, listen, you guys,
obviously.
they're going to do this.
we all know. We know them.
Okay,
We
that
know
makes
them.
more sense.
We know. I
Right.
don't trust
Yeah.
these people as far as I could throw them. So then my anger shall be kindled against them in that day, and I will forsake them, and I will hide my face from them, and they shall be devoured, and many evils and troubles shall come on them, so that they will say in that day, haven't these evils come on us because our God is not among us?
It will say that.
I will
for sure.
surely hide my face in that day for all the evil which they shall have worked, in that they are turned to other gods.
Oh boy.
No good. So maybe this is just because I've recently been hanging out with a 6-month-old baby, but every time it says "hide my face,"
You're like,
all I can think of is peekaboo. Yeah,
oh, that's cute.
I know these Israelites and
Yeah.
object permanence.
yeah.
A little
There you
bit
go.
dodgy. I will surely hide my face in that day for all the evil which they shall have worked, in that they are turned to other gods. Now,
Now.
therefore, write you this
What?
song
Excuse me?
for you,
Oh,
and teach you it, the children of Israel. Put
Rom.
it in their mouths, that this song may be a witness for me against the children of Israel. He's commissioning a song.
Listen, guys, I don't know if you're any good at this, but I really need a song to be written. So, like, I've got the words, don't worry. But, like, can you figure out the melody? Maybe a backing track? Maybe a little sick beats dropped? Yeah,
Some
exactly.
sick remixes.
yeah. He's like, Joshua, how's your beatboxing? Because maybe you could do that while Moses does the singing, and like we could kind of put that together.
You got that?
That'd be cool. And I'm also implying that this "put it in their mouths" means like also it's got to be so catchy that like they can't
Yeah,
help
it's an
but
earworm.
sing
Oh,
it.
yeah.
You know,
Everyone's
It's-
singing it.
everyone's
Totally.
singing this thing.
Total
yeah,
earworm.
it's the sick
Verse,
jam of the season.
verse
Is that how people
Yeah, the
say
jam
that?
of the season. Good.
sick. I believe it's the sickest Jimmity Jam of the Ring Dong Dinger.
That's the
is
way the
what
Brits
people
say
say
it.
these
Yeah,
days.
okay.
Definitely.
That's how the Brits say it.
Dedeker,
Yeah.
I swear, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that to someone, and they're gonna look at me like I'm the stupidest person, and it's not gonna be good.
And you'll be like, I read it in the Bible.
Yeah,
What?
come on. The British Bible, the King James. It was in there. Okay.
For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore to their fathers, flowing with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat, then will they turn to other gods and serve them and despise me
so
and
like-
break my covenant. It
So,
shall
like,
happen.
after they go into the land and they're all happy and fat, they're gonna be like, what did God ever do for us?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
No, they kind of did
Get
that before, after getting out of Israel, and then they were like, ugh, things were so much better back in Israel. And Yahweh was like,
Yahweh's
Nope.
like, I'm literally
Got
gonna
rope.
kill you all.
You mean Egypt?
yeah, I meant Egypt.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Egypt.
I've been drinking. Give me a break.
I've been jet lagging.
I've been the only one
Yeah.
keeping things together
Thank you,
as
Dedeker.
usual.
Thank
My
you.
back's hurting from carrying this podcast
Wow.
around.
Dang.
Maybe you should have
Damn,
another
girl.
drink.
Oh shoot! Also, speaking of, I am carrying this podcast too much because I was supposed to hand it off to you, Jace, like 5
I know.
verses
I was
ago,
going to see how long
so-
it took you to notice,
Ugh.
actually.
Jason's like, by all means. By all means.
I would have
of
gone to
course,
the end of the
course.
chapter.
By all means.
Yeah, I was hoping you'd
I would just.
I was
kept on
hoping you'd hit
going.
the end and then be like, "Oh shoot." I didn't
Oh,
realize.
Jace, do you want to like do the whole bonus episode? Sure. Why don't you do that?
yeah.
Alright.
I'll just do that on my own. See ya. Bye.
Okay, Jace. Your name is Jace. Take over verse
All right,
21.
I'm going to read
We now christen you
Lord.
verse.
Jace 21, read by me verse. So actually though, I want to rewind to verse 19
Oh.
because I was reading this along in the Message.
Oh,
And
right,
I really
right.
enjoyed it. So verse 19 is where Yahweh was saying the thing about, now therefore write you this song for you and teach you it, the children of Israel, right?
Yeah.
In the Message, it goes like this. So the verse before was, they're like, but I'll stay out of their lives. Keep looking the other way because all of their evil, they took up with other gods. And then total change of tone. Verse 19. But for right now, copy down this song and teach the people of Israel to sing it by heart.
Okay. Dedeker is no longer in the screen. That's like what is happening over
She's
there.
fallen out of her chair.
God. Just for now. Oh, those stupid Israelites are gonna fight. No. Oh, okay. But listen, I need you right now.
I was doing a little like processing last night. Like, I don't know. It just came to me. It was pretty intense. Can you write it down, please? Because I'm a pillar of cloud right now. I really don't have hands to do that.
Yeah. It's like really serious. I just woke up and the whole thing's in my head. I need you to copy this down.
Come on,
quick.
you got it. Yeah, we need you to do this. Okay, please.
So,
20.
all right, moving back to our translation here. Okay, I'm going to go back to the World English Bible. For when I shall have brought them into the land which I swore to their fathers, flowing with milk and honey, and they shall have eaten and filled themselves and grown fat, then they will turn to other gods and serve them and despise me and break my heart. I mean, my covenant.
That's what I thought that he was going to say too. You broke my heart.
21. It shall happen when many evils and troubles are come on them, that this song shall testify before them as a witness.
Shit.
For it shall not be forgotten out of the mouths of their seed. This is going to be so catchy, they will not get it out of their heads, even all these years later. For I know their imagination, which they frame this day, before I have brought them into the land which I swore. What?
What does imagination have to do with any of this? What?
World of imagine. What is it?
What's the message say? What's the message say? What's the message say?
Imagination. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. He's sort of setting up kind of a prophecy for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory years later.
Oh, that was what that was from.
Dude, no, okay, hang on.
No.
Hey, no. Yahweh is freaking Willy Wonka. Think about it. Willy Wonka is this like really powerful person and has this place like everyone thinks he's so cool and everyone wants to go hang out with him, but all he does is murder children for being bad.
Yeah.
Like he kind of guilts them and murders them.
Yeah,
like,
turns them into Oompa Loompas.
Does that happen?
Is that what he turns them into Oompa Loompas? I didn't think that was part of the mythology. I thought he just murdered them.
Weren't they Oompa Loompa Oompa-dee-doo?
What?
Yes, they were there. Yes, correct.
One chick.
Let's break this down one piece at a time. No, one piece at a time.
Yeah.
Well, she did turn the color of the Oompa Loompas.
She swelled.
I don't think she became one.
Yeah, she swelled up, but she didn't become an Oompa Loompa.
I thought that I was conflating the two together.
Died.
But okay, they died. What?
Well,
this is very.
I don't know if they ever
Okay.
died exactly, but definitely.
Dedeker's like, no, they died.
The movie was very upsetting to me as a child. So yeah, I'm right with you. It's pretty messed up. But I don't think they died. I think just terrible things happened to them. And then maybe later they died of complications of being a blueberry.
Okay, listen. Listen. This is...
Yes.
Are you Googling this? Are you trying to find out the answers? Like, did they die? Okay, I'm gonna keep reading the Bible unless you have something really important to share.
No, keep reading the Bible. I'm gonna write my dissertation on how Willy Wonka is actually
an allegory.
a god.
An allegory for Yahweh.
An allegory for Yahweh. Yes.
Okay.
For our relationship with God.
So before we got off on Oompa Loompas, we were looking at the Message's version of this verse. And it says, their children won't forget this song. They'll be singing it. Don't think I don't know what they're already scheming to do, and they're not even in the land yet.
Whoa.
This land I promised to them. So yeah, I know their imagination is like, I know what they're already imagining.
See.
Like,
Okay.
oh, when we got that milk and honey, we're just gonna get up on other gods. It's gonna be great. Yeah.
Huh.
So Moses wrote this song the same day, and it was
He wrote it
dope
down.
as hell.
You wrote it
He
down.
wrote this.
Yahweh wrote the song. Okay, like
You're right. Yeah. It's okay. So it's unclear how much of the writing credit should go to Moses versus Yahweh, but Moses wrote this song the same day and taught it the children of Israel. He gave Joshua, the son of Nun, a charge and said, "Be strong and of good courage, for you shall bring the children of Israel into the land which I swore to them, and I will be with you." As a Jedi ghost, I assume, because he'll be dead. It happened when Moses had made an end of writing the words of this law in a book until they were finished.
Okay. He's
He
like,
made an
I
end of
can't.
writing the words till they're finished.
Well, no, I feel like he must have dragged that out like really long because he's
see.
like,
Yeah.
as soon as I finish, I'm going to drop dead. Oh, no.
Oh, you're right.
No, man.
So the penmanship here is beautiful because he
Yeah.
really took his time with it. That Moses commanded the Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahweh, saying, "Take this book of the law and put it by the side of the ark of the covenant of Yahweh your God, that it may be there for a witness against you." Huh, okay.
Can I
I
get
didn't
a
realize
witness?
that ended up getting put. Can you get a witness? I don't know. For I know your rebellion and your stiff neck.
Oh, no. Batman.
I am Batman. Behold, while I am yet alive with you this day, you have been rebellious against Yahweh, and how much more after my death.
Oh, shit.
Assemble. Yeah, exactly. He needs a hype man. That's what Josh should be doing. Joshua's there. He's like, yeah, right. Oh, shit. Assemble.
Perfect.
Assemble to me all the elders of your tribes and your officers, that I may speak these words in their ears and call heaven and earth to witness against them. For I know that after my death you will utterly corrupt yourselves and turn aside from the way which I have commanded you, and evil will befall you in the latter days, because you will do that which is evil in the sight of Yahweh, to provoke him to anger through the work of your hands. Moses spoke in the ears of all the assembly of Israel the words of this song until they were finished.
Wait, that was the song? That was the song?
Okay, again, it's the same. No, that's not the song, but it's the same tone, like extreme tone shift where Moses is just like, I'm going to die and you're still going to be rebellious and Yahweh's going to punish you and you're going to be utterly corrupt
now,
and then all this
a
evil is
song.
going to befall you. In the meantime, listen to this song.
Check out this sick jam I wrote. Like,
By the
I mean,
way,
Yahweh
guys,
helped,
like,
but
you
it's
won't
mostly
even
me.
believe how good this is, okay? Like, also, you guys suck. But, like, listen to this
Yeah.
awesome song, okay? Like, listen.
So here's the
Gracious.
Messages version of those last two verses is, I know that after I die, you're going to make a mess of things, abandoning the way I commanded, inviting all kinds of evil consequences in the days ahead. You're determined to do evil in defiance of God. I know you are. I know you are. Deliberately provoking his anger by what you do. So, with everyone in Israel gathered and listening, Moses taught them the words to this song from start to finish. He brings them in with that speech, and then he's like, okay, now that I have your attention, check this out.
Listen to this.
So next week is going to be the song.
Next
so
week's
next
the
chapter is
song.
going to be the song.
Oh, wow.
And
What a way to
I
finish
just-
it out.
Yeah.
Well, just gave a quick cursory glance. This song is 52 verses long.
Oh, God.
Yup.
That's a long song. That's a lot to memorize for like every single person to memorize.
It's a lot for
and
Yahweh
have
to
on their
come up
belts.
with.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but he's Yahweh.
Yeah.
He can do that
All
stuff.
right.
Yeah. No worries. There's no sweat off his back.
So two of the people that I'm here with again are also like theologian type people. And
Okay, hang on. By theologian type people, you mean they're Christians?
they're Christians, and apparently they said that they've read the whole Bible.
Quiz
I
time.
would highly encourage you to quiz them on that and press them on that.
Okay,
Like,
well, yeah, I don't know. I
seriously.
don't know. They said they've read the whole thing, but yeah, they also were like, oh yeah, this is Deuteronomy, that's really tough to get through. Oh boy, and in Numbers.
You're almost there.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, well, we're almost there. We're like very, very close. But I was surprised. It hasn't been the toughest, in my opinion. Numbers was tougher.
You think so?
Yeah, I think Numbers and Leviticus were definitely much harder to
Leviticus
get
was
through.
tougher, yeah.
100%.
Do you think
100%.
that's
Deuteronomy, easy peasy.
Do you think that's just because our like Bible reading muscles are much more
Yeah,
toned and
maybe.
strong now?
Possible.
If by Bible reading muscles you mean actually like our standards for what counts as entertaining is now much, much lower, then yes.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I can only hope that our listeners' standards have also gotten that much lower so that they're still enjoying this along with us.
I certainly hope
Good
so.
Lord.
Whew. Alrighty.
Oh,
well,
man.
so next time is gonna be this fun in the sun song. And then
Right.
what else? That's the end. Moses dies, the end. Torah
Yeah, well,
over.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a party. So, like I said, big listening party. Bring all your friends around because they're gonna be a very, very long, very wordy song that's probably not gonna be as memorable as we've sold it to be. Who knows though? We'll try to make it good. There's gonna be a song. Moses probably gonna die, and we might even read a psalm at the end as a little bonus. So there's a lot to look forward to next week. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, heck yes. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. And also before then, because we're doing a bonus episode. So join us. Join us for the bonus episode. And we'll see you then.
Yeah. Awesome. We also wanted to let everybody know that we have our super fun Facebook group, Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship, where you can hang out, share memes or observations, or, answer random polls about how funny we are that people post there. I don't know.
Jason was almost the funniest, but no, he wasn't.
Anyway, yeah, you can check that out. People commenting about things that they think that we missed in the episodes and that they wish we had spent more time on, things about the translations or just funny memes and sharing and stuff like that. It's a super fun place. I love checking out what everyone's writing there. And that's just on Facebook. You can look for that at Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship. Or if you would like to have us toast you on the show and you get a bunch of extra stuff, you can sign up to become one of our parishioners at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. Thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts, and more, become a patron at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes or Stitcher, letting other people know what you like about it. Find us on Twitter at DrunkBibleCast, on Instagram at DrunkBibleStudy, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Emily Matlack, Dedeker Winston, and me, Jace Lindgren. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. The theme song for the book of Deuteronomy is Truth in the Stones by Kevin MacLeod. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about you.